What's up, guys? Brian Burke, GoBeyondDating.com, 10-year veteran dating coach for men, here to answer all your questions about women, dating, sex, relationships, and more. So I got some questions from guys from the private Facebook group. If you're not in the group, there's a link in the description below, and all you got to do is just request to join. And so just get on there, send a request. The group is private. And you can tweak your security set. The group is private. You can tweak your privacy settings in Facebook to to show that you're not in the group. If you're worried that somebody might see that you're looking for how to be better with women, which ironically it's one of those things that guys can be embarrassed about or self-conscious about. Struggling with women, or at least wanting to understand women better and understand how to connect with women better. Men are almost expected to know that, and the way we're raised, men are conditioned with the idea that you're supposed to be virile and sleeping with a lot of women, or have no trouble connecting with women. And if you do, there's something wrong with you. You're somehow defective as a man. However, there's no good education out there for men, especially young men. I just think about the ideas I had when I was 12 up through maybe 25. I mean, I was in my mid-20s when I really started to figure this stuff out. Like I was saying, the irony of the way our society is the irony of how our society conditions young men to think about women and old men. I mean, it happens throughout your entire life. Hopefully this wind filter is blocking out all this wind. Man, it is windy out here. Should be okay though. Okay, so the irony of the irony of how men are conditioned to think about women and to connect with women is that, now the irony of all that is that there's no good education for young men, and even older guys too. This conditioning lasts your entire life. And it wasn't until my mid-20s that I really broke out of it and started to sort some things out and really started to see the matrix. And I know that's a cliche that gets thrown around a lot, but that's actually how it was. That's how talk to little B ACT. It wasn't until my mid-20s that I really started to see the matrix and really understand how I had been conditioned in a way that was not helping me. It was actually hurting me, and it was leading to me doing stuff with women. Whether just meeting them or if I was in a relationship with a woman, if I was dating her on a regular basis, I would do things that would really get in the way of our connection, and even in some cases hurt the woman's feelings. And it was all unnecessary. It was because I'd been conditioned to think in a certain way about women. So, I know this is kind of a tangent, but if you're concerned about maybe people seeing that you're getting advice on how to be better with women, how to connect with women better, I would advise you to, think about that. Think about maybe the ideas you have that you think are right, that you just take for granted about women, about how to connect with women, about your role as a man in a sexual relationship. Think about that. And if you're trying to hide your ideas about women and you're trying to hide your MO regarding meeting women, connecting with women, sleeping with women, you're going to think about, ask yourself, maybe some of these ideas you have are negative, are destructive, are dysfunctional. Especially if you're not getting the results you want, but if you're a grown man, you've been meeting women for years, right? If you're not getting the results you want, maybe you need to question the advice you've been getting, the advice you've been following. For example, just be confident. I think every guy has heard this idea, you should be, women like confidence. You need to just be confident. Okay, so you know that. I mean, you're not retarded. You understand that you need to be confident to meet women and to attract women. But has that advice helped? I mean, has following that advice really changed anything for you? You know, has assuming that, you know, you need to attract women by being confident, by having game, by using seduction, has that gotten you the results you want? You understand the advice. You're not stupid. You understand what those things mean, but has it translated into the results you want? Okay? For me, it had not. And that's why I'm doing this. I'm very passionate about this. I went through the same struggle that I'm trying to help you get through. So, you know, if you know, you join the group and you're worried that maybe your friends or maybe even women will see, oh, this guy's trying to learn how to be better with women. First of all, the name of the group is ACT Leaders. First of all, the name of the group is ACT Leaders. So it doesn't say like how to seduce women or anything like that. I don't teach that. I don't teach you how to seduce women. I'll make another video on why seduction is completely stupid and wrong and actually getting in the way. But a couple things about, you know, joining this group. First of all, the name of the group is completely innocuous. It's not going to look like anything bad. Second of all, the stuff we're talking about in the group is all very positive. In fact, I encourage you to share these videos, to share my articles, anything I say, even stuff that's posted in the group. Go ahead and share it with women friends, female friends. Share it with your guy friends, of course, but, you know, nothing I talk about should be kept a secret from women. I'm not talking about anything negative or hurtful or anything that in any way demeans women. And I think this is a false dichotomy that a lot of men have, is that either you're a nice guy and you're supplicating to women and you're kind of a pushover, and of course, you know, that means you're going to struggle in your dating life, or you're an asshole manipulative jerk who's seducing women and running game. Both of those MOs, modus operandi, both of those are operating at a very low level. However, that very low level is normal in our society. The bar is actually really low. And that's why a lot of guys who seem like losers or seem stupid or annoying or just flat out douchebags do really well with women. It's because the bar is so fucking low. I mean, I grew up, you know, my teens and 20s, I knew guys that their job was selling weed, and they had tons of girls. You know, they were essentially losers, but they had all these, you know, they knew how to connect with women. Now imagine if you're not a loser, okay, you're doing something with your life, you're a good guy ethically, you're intelligent. Now I'm assuming most of my viewers are going to be intelligent. And you understand how to connect with women. You're going to be operating at such a high level, there's no competition. There's no competition, especially in America. Guys in America are fucking retarded when it comes to women. And I know that sounds harsh, but I wanted to add a caveat to that. It's that they don't know any better. And this gets back to that lack of education about women, combined with the fact that we're expected to be pimps. It's very frustrating. It's a very frustrating place to be for a guy. So, I know this is a tangent, you know, but getting back to this, joining the group, I really encourage you to join this group. That's where you can ask me questions that I'll answer in these videos. I get a lot of my material for programs and for articles from what those guys are asking me, because that helps me stay in touch with what people need to know. I mean, I've had the woman thing handled because, you know, for me, I've had the woman thing handled for years. You know, I've been a dating coach for men for like 10 years, so that's a decade. So I've had this handled for myself, and I'm continuously learning and improving, but I've had this handled for years. So sometimes for me, it's tough for me to know what you guys are still struggling with, because I'm not there anymore. So that's why the group is really useful for me to make good content for you guys. So I'd advise you to join the group. Again, the name is innocuous. It's ACT Leaders, the ACT Leaders Forum. It doesn't look like anything weird or creepy or sleazy. The stuff we're talking about is very positive. Guys share articles and posts and videos all the time with women they know. So, you know, my alumni, my inner circle, these guys are sharing these ideas with women too. It's nothing negative or bad. And again, that gives you access to me to ask me questions directly. I don't tend to look at YouTube comments as much because that tends to be a cesspool of negativity. It's almost like people only comment on YouTube when they're angry or, you know, want to troll. So I don't look at that as much for new ideas. I tend to look at, you know, my inner circle, my private group. Okay, that was a long tangential spiel on the Facebook group. So let's actually get into some questions. So these are all questions that I got guys asked in the group. Now, a lot of questions I'll answer directly. What I did in the group was I started a thread where I said, hey, any questions you want me to answer in a YouTube video, just post them here. So this is from a thread of questions that guys asked.